What's your job?
What?
He's back
What's
at
your
the
job?
I work
You,
with children.
back with the
it's
kids.
job.
I work in childcare.
Yeah, you care about children, don't you?
Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the last lines. We're in the Brisbane suburb of Durack, and we're joined by the creator of the Brisbane suburb of Durack, Mr. Jacob Lucas. How you doing, mate?
Just gotta set the record straight here. I spent months working on this project, come up with the sick name, Kingdom of Durak Deep. I get on the call with these guys, and they're like, "Oh, that's like a suburb in our city." I'm like, shit, I thought I was so original.
I
ruined it.
I really want to get an image of Sean Kirkby and just put that like on top of that tower.
Yeah,
because that's
Oh yeah,
just to
yeah.
dox Kirkby. That's where he lives in Durack.
In that suburb. You can. Good luck. This is Jacob's newest 3D printing table, full board terrain piece.
Look behind my
dead.
head. Look
And
at that.
Oh, he disappeared. Look behind his
Oh.
head, he disappears. Yeah, look,
Look at that.
honestly, it's really fucking cool. We were
It's-
looking at it before, and it's like there's these fucking like mine carts and shit. There's this big old fucking keep. The walls are sick as hell.
It's
If you remember Kingdom of Saxonia, it's the same dickhead who did that, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
it. There we go. Live on Kickstarter now.
Conquest Creations welcomes you to the Kingdom of Durak Deep. The Kingdom of Durak Deep is a dwarven-inspired line of terrain that is made for wargamers, by wargamers. It's perfect for role-playing, small skirmishes, as well as all-out siege games. This terrain has been designed to be as interactive as possible. The battle can rage on the city streets as well as inside the buildings by having easy to remove roofs and plenty of space inside to move miniatures. The walls, which are perfect for a siege, can be destroyed, allowing invaders to rush through and pillage the Kingdom of Durak Deep. This set has 6 buildings, the modular walls, scatter terrain, and the Great Hall, as well as whatever stretch goals we unlock. This set has been designed for support-free FDM printing, making printing a breeze. Back it today on Kickstarter.
Designed to be played with. All those
Yeah.
buildings can go inside. All of them have lots of doorways. So like you can go through the building. There's a reason to go in there, and plenty of space for fighting. And it's all designed for miniatures. Like the doorways are 40 millimeters wide, so a 40 mil base can go in, or 25 mil wide for a 25 mil base. My favorite one is on the Great Hall. That big doorway, 60 millimeters wide. You know what has a 60 millimeter base? Balrog.
there will be plenty of shilling for you to do in this video,
Oh.
Mr. Jacob.
Mate, don't worry. By the end of it, I'll just you'll just slowly see money bags raising behind me. through the video.
Yeah.
And all we want is some 3D printed terrain.
Jacob,
That's it.
I do have a question for you. It's very important. Do you still have that photo you sent Sean about which Thorin's company member fucks?
That's an amazing
Oh,
photo. Yes.
Because if you can send that, we can put that on screen right now.
That
Oh
will show
my
up.
God.
That was
Let
funny
me-
as hell.
At least someone needs to make that a virtual background.
Oh, that's true.
I'll do it.
I
I'm all
would
for
say-
it.
We can do that. We'll do that when we inevitably have to swap our Zoom fucking
Which will be in
call,
about
'cause-
20 minutes.
Yeah, thereabouts.
All right. Right,
All
we'll
right.
make it happen. Because
Yeah.
that'll be the next virtual background we go to. That's a top tier meme.
It's
a
so
very
good. It is incredible.
All right.
All right,
let's jump into it.
dive into this, shall we?
So we're doing Thorin Company and Champions of Erebor.
We
Yes,
are. We're doing
yes.
Thorin's Company. We're doing specifically, not War of the Ring Champions of Erebor. We're doing the Hobbit Champions of Erebor.
Yeah.
Because Champions of Erebor are now basically 3 different armies, which is fucking nuts. But yeah.
Yeah.
We're not doing Iron Hills Warriors and shit like that, because we'll do an Iron Hills tier list in a minute, and you'll see it then, because I can't be bothered
Right.
to do the same
Just
fucking.
OG Thorin's Company and Thorin's Company souped up. That's
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really all it is. Yeah.
if you're
That's all we
collecting
need to worry about.
13 models, you fucked up.
Exactly. All right. So,
Oh.
we're starting with Fili, because figured I wanted to kind of put it in a weird little order. Obviously, like it's in order in the book, but I don't care. Of like the trios and the duos and the family.
That is
Um,
right in
and
the book.
2 extra lads. I know it is already like that in the book, but I put it different, so fuck you.
Right.
Um,
Right. Can't make
Just-
life easy for everyone.
this obviously makes life so easy. But we're starting with Fili. Kili and Fili, we might as well do the same. They're both the same. One of them's a shit brother, one of them's a good brother.
Yeah, one of them fucking schlongs an elf and the other one doesn't.
But one of them has a shitty little bow and the other one has a Chad throwing weapon, so
Ooh. All right.
The
Fili
bane of
has-
GBHL.
yeah.
All right.
Now, yeah, so Fili's old throwing axe and heroic strength is the only real difference between the two of them. And then bow and heroic accuracy. Fili, I argue Fili's the better sibling, better brother.
Well, you know what? I think that the bow is actually really, really important. To have a bow with might behind it means that you
That's
have at least
true.
some range threat. So against all those people who don't bring any archers because they're not very clever, because you have the one bow on Kili, you outshoot all of them, which is a much bigger deal on a big scale. Whereas like a throwing weapon's nice, but it doesn't totally change the game. Whereas having one bow occasionally totally changes the game. That being
Pick
said,
off someone
I
on
think
an
they're both-
objective. Yeah.
yeah.
My argument for Fili though is one, yeah, throwing weapon on the way in. If you can just like suddenly kill a model and make room for the rest of your army, ooh, very nice. But actually, my argument is heroic strength over heroic accuracy, because heroic strength is going to actually matter in Thorin's company, as heroic accuracy. I mean, like it'd be not. It's nice if you're trying to really snipe out a horse or something along those lines. But for the most part, you really
But-
using heroic accuracy?
Hear me out. You can get heroic strength on like Dwalin.
Oh,
and
you can get
co.
heroic strength on like the rest of the fucking army. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they don't have heroic strength otherwise. But
I
you know, you
I lean towards Kili solely on the fact that he's the hot brother out of the two of them. That's it.
Fili's pretty hot. Hey,
One thing we haven't talked about yet is they're both 5/5 with strike, which is
Yeah.
super good.
Oh,
A lot
very
of
nice.
companies, like there's a lot of 5/5, but there's a lot of 5/4, and there's kind of a big divide between those 5/5s and 5/4s. I really like them both for that 5/5 strike. It just means they're super reliable. Like they're always going to
Honestly,
be.
There's also
having them both in there is still really good. Like they're 100 points for 2 5/5 strikers. Very, very nice.
there's
Yeah.
also some like it won't come up often, but that combat synergy, there is some play for it, baiting your opponent to charge a mightless Fili, for example.
Mm.
And if you've set it up properly, you can have him base contact, and then you switch to the Kili who has might, and then you go,
Yeah.
cool, I can now strike or whatever. There is some
There's
play in that, but
definitely
I don't think
it's-
it's great. I
it's very
think
situational.
it's one of the
Yeah.
weaker
Very
ones.
situational.
But if you can set
It's
it
a
up
cool
properly,
one.
it'll slap.
Yeah, it's cool and fun. I've played probably 20 games with Thorin's company, and I don't think this is. I've done this a few times, but it hasn't ever like been that big a deal.
Yeah.
It's always something you're like, oh, they're a base contact. I could use their special rule. It's not
Yeah,
like,
un-
oh, I've set this up and I'm ready to do it. It's like,
Unless you
oh.
sit there and you deliberately remember and deliberately set it up, it's not going to come up much, if at all. So
The other big problem is like one of the main reasons it also doesn't pop up is because Keely's sitting there like shooting for a decent chunk of the game, and so he's usually behind the rest of your force, like not huge difference, but far enough that he's not really ever going to be in base contact with Fili until you really get stuck in.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
about
them
you.
both.
I like them. I think they both sit probably in like B tier, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like they're not my first pick, but they're definitely not my last pick.
Yeah, they're definitely ones that I will take for sure for 100
Yeah.
points.
There's so many good choices in Thorin's company that there's so many guys that they're better than, but there's so many guys better than them that I think like B tier middle-ish is pretty solid.
He's a good spot.
They are
Yeah.
definitely
good
like
call.
always like maybe my 5th or 6th pick kind of thing. Like rather than
Yeah.
Speaking of first pick, it's Thorin. I mean,
You've got it.
It is Thorin.
It's named after him.
It's Thorin's company. Yeah.
You kind
he's
of have
fine.
to take him. But yeah, look, I don't think there's definitely a hero in here that's better than him. I like a lot more than him.
Oh, there's a few that I rate higher than him, but it's like if you're
Ooh, a
playing Thorin's
few.
company, you're taking Thorin. Like
Yes. I
his
mean,
company.
I really rate him for the potential to bring the Elven Blade, because that can come up real handy in situations.
fight 6 Elven Blade can be very handy.
It's surprising how good just a single Elven Blade in your army is.
You have 2.
So 2. Who's the other?
You have Sting.
Oh, of course. Oh, and potentially Gandalf if you're running him as well. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
true. Glamtring, that's as well. Yeah, so
But-
you potentially have 3 Elven Blades.
Yeah, which is huge.
I still don't know if I rate Orcrist often. Like, if I've got the 10 points, I'll spend it. But like, it's never what I give him straight away. I'm usually like, okay, Thorin with Oakenshield, throw him into the list, and then I'll see how it falls. And if I've got the points, I'll give him the shit.
Then you go from there. That's a good point.
The way I play it is I play Thorin's company as a 750 point army, which the 13 dwarves without upgrades. That's just how I play it. If it's a 500 point game, I'll just bring something else. If it's an 800 point game, I'll bring something else because I want all 13 just how they are. So I never take his upgrades. But you know, Elven Blades are nice.
Yeah. No, I rate that. I did play it'll be up on the channel soon, 650 point game of them recently, and that was a lot of fun. I think I had 11 of them in there. That was great. Or maybe 9. Might have been 9. Anyway. That was a heap of fun.
That was a great game.
I think Thorin's a solid 8 here.
I think
He's
so.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fight 6, strength 4, D8, or D7 up to D8. He's also got
Reroll
the
ones.
stat line. The reroll ones within 3 inches with the arm bonus, yeah. His stat line is great as well. 3-3-3, like the classic 3s across the board is very, very good.
Yeah. Like 3 wounds, 3 fate, defense 8. Oh, that's hard to kill.
Yeah, as your leader as well, he is a tank. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. Speaking of auto pick, though,
yes.
Bifur the Dwarf.
100%.
Bifur the Dwarf should be in literally every single Thorin's Company army, and if you don't have him, you're playing them wrong.
Yeah, he's pretty high up there.
Like, I genuinely, like, the embedded axe rule is one of the best special rules on a 45 point model.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Just like, hey, I have free heroic moves for the rest of the game. What are you going to do about it? I already have, on an army that already has, 15, 16 more might than your opponent. Like,
we really learned recently just how powerful it is to be able to outmight your opponent. And
Gladstone, yeah.
Yeah. And now to have an army that's got what, 15, 16, probably more might, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Easily gets to like 20 might.
Yeah. And then just go, hey, I also get a free one each turn. And it's not as if you don't have to kill a model from memory. It's just do a single wound.
Do a single wound.
Right.
And
if he wins the fight, he rolls 1 strength 4 hit, and if he does a wound, he gets the free moves.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
It's 1 strength 4 hit that you're willing to spend both of his might on.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. The whole first phase of a Thorin's Company game is how can I get Bifur's first kill? And then once you've done that, it's like, all right, cool. How can I do the rest of the game?
Yeah, absolutely. It's 100% true. Like, if you spend, like, the other thing as well, what is really kind of shocks a lot of people is that he has strike, which, like, if you don't spend all of his might, he's actually a really cheeky little striker. When you've got, like, obviously he's only fight 4, but, like, if you've got, him and, like, Bofur or Bombur or whatever running around, like, those guys don't have strike. But when Bifur comes in, he's like, oh, yeah, you're, like, captain or whatever that's trying to fight me. Oh, I'm going to strike up against him and fucking murder him.
And with that, he's also got a spear, so you can put him into a lot of places. And that spear's extra helpful, not just so you can get a sneaky spear support strike, but because once he's calling a free heroic move every turn, everyone wants to kill him. You want to keep him alive. Just sit behind guys. important, they'd say.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which
One
could
more
also
thing
be a
that's
two-handed
left
axe.
over. He's got throwing stones.
Oh, I never use that, but I love that he's got it. I always forget that he's got it, to be honest.
I reckon I've used it like a couple of times. It's never done anything, but I love that he has it. It's just like those extra little bits of character that they put into Thorin's company that's like unnecessary, but it makes it more fun.
Incredible.
I think that's what
It
I
is
like
absolutely
about
best.
Thorin's company over the Fellowship. Like in the movies and everything, the Fellowship is iconic, and that's definitely the better out of the two. But when you look in game and you just look at the difference between the Fellowship and Thorin's company, there's a charm about Thorin's company that I can't look past.
You can
It's
tell
incredible.
they thought about every single profile. Like they were like, okay, here's Kili and Fili, they're the cousins, or the twins, or whatever, fucking whatever they are. They're gonna swap around and fucking do like shenanigans with jumping over each other and that kind of stuff. That's really cool. Here's Bifur. He's got an axe in his head. He's gonna get like sentient when he fucking gets that out. And he likes to throw shit. Here's his rocks, like, and then like all of them have like got these just little things that are like, yeah, that's really cool. I like that they've got that. That's really like it fits their theme. Whereas like the Fellowship, you like look at them and it's like, okay, there's the hobbits. They're hobbits. They're all right. And then here's the fighting lads. They have fighting abilities. They're all right.
Yeah.
The most they kind of get into it is fucking Legolas and
Gimli. Yeah.
The
also-
other movie they have in Fellowship is Merry and Pippin spending Boromir's might. That's
also fun.
Yeah,
that's also very fun. I do like that a lot. I like that they kind of tried to like get a little bit of that charm with breaking as well, though, because that kind of everyone gets a little bit of extra stuff, and I love that Merry and Pippin can reroll wounds. But yeah, I agree. Thorin's company is just.
I think also
it's got a charm to it.
I think also competitively, when you play the Fellowship, if one thing crumbles, the entire army crumbles. Whereas these guys, if you lose a dwarf, it's still shit scary. They put work in.
They can still do work. Like they've got the Fellowship has like Boromir, Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli. Like those guys are obviously really good, but I just feel like
kill Boromir early on and you're laughing.
Yeah, you kill Boromir really early because he's really weak, or like you target the hobbits. Target the hobbits, and suddenly they're really like they're struggling because they don't have the numbers. Whereas like every single dwarf has kind of got a little bit of scary to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Bifur's S tier.
Gotta be.
Yep.
100%. No doubt about it.
He fucks.
Yeah, he fucks. I will say, okay, so not as much as someone else. You are correct. So I will say, so of the there's Bifur, Bofur, Bombur, and Nori, Dori, Ori. That trio, like the Bifur, Bofur, Bombur, Bifur carries that trio of dwarves because the other two.
Oh, we'll get into it. But
we're at Buffer. We're at Buffer.
Okay, yeah, he's shit.
He's shit.
Buffer,
he's really bad.
Okay, but I love him because he's got an incredibly powerful special rule that every time someone casts a spell on it, he has a 2-up inbuilt resist. You read that, you're like, holy shit, that's amazing. But why the fuck would I ever cast a spell at Bofur when there's like 12 other members of Thorin's company that I would rather cast a spell at?
That are like way scarier as well. Like the only benefit of Bofur is that you can really do a psychological warfare on your opponent and just keep saying Boffer these nuts.
Okay. All right, I haven't done that one yet.
It's a psychological warfare.
It's beautiful.
If you say it enough, they'll quit the game.
Buffer these.
He also has a two-handed pick, but it's two-handed, like it's not hand and arm.
Yeah. It's a two-handed Matic, which like pick or bash, like it's pierce or bash, which is fun, but like he is not good. He is absolutely.
I think we introduced the hole for this boy.
Oh, we sorry, he's in the hole.
He's in the hole.
Whoa, I like that.
I can spell. I like the hole is never spelt the same any.
No, it's
given
always
tier
different.
list.
I think there was the wheel one day. That was a bit of fun.
Oh, the wheel. The
The
wheel.
wheel.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next boy, Mr. Bomber, the fatty. Hashtag fatties represent. I really like him outside of Thorin's company.
Oh, I really like him all the time. I really like him, but he's not good.
Yeah, he
yeah.
isn't good. Like I think he for 45 points, like but all
chuck him
three of
into
these
Lake
guys
Town.
are 45 points.
Chuck him into
Oh,
chuck him into
Oh.
anything where you're like, hey, I need to
Yeah.
farm Will. That's your man. 45
If you've
points
got,
to just
like-
farm Will.
yeah, if you've got a wizard, if you've got fucking Alfred, if you're like that kind of shit, like he's really good at just kind of handing out will, which is really nice.
And to be
But-
fair, you can take Gandalf in this, and you can take Oin, who I think uses
Oin and
Will,
Balin use as well.
and Balin.
Oh, they
So
both use will. That's true.
There is play with him for that,
Yeah.
but there's
I
other
feel
models
like
I
him
prefer.
and Oin do all right. Like getting the will back for Oin to do his fucking banner, is nice. But I never have him in a list. I still have him unpainted. I've painted like most of the rest of Thorin's company, but there's a few models in this faction. Bofur is also one of them, unpainted.
It's 13 models. You gotta paint them all and just play them at 750 how it's meant to be.
I like war gear and shit though.
No,
Liam,
you're doing it wrong.
Chase's
You're doing it
meta.
wrong.
Yeah.
You're doing your
No.
hobby wrong, Liam.
All right. Well, I can't actually ever run Thorin's company without the Oakenshield now though, because he's got the Oakenshield, and I can't say he doesn't have it. That's that's not wizzy,
That's
and I don't appreciate it.
Single-handedly the weakest excuse I've heard. The excuse of a coward.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't give a shit. I will say Bombur is very tanky. Like, he might only be D4, but he's got 2 points of might that he can really only use on heroic defense, and then he has 3 wounds.
Yeah.
He's a tanky boy.
Yeah.
I mean, my play with him has been, charge into Elendil or Aragon. Know that he's going to die, but he's going to heroic defense twice, so it'll take them at least 3 turns to kill him.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice.
And that's assuming they could kill him after the heroic defense, because he's still got 3 wounds and 1 fate.
Yeah.
Like, they
That's
might
fair
only
call.
usually need 4 to wound him, but there's the off chance that they don't kill him on that 3rd time, and then suddenly he's holding them up for 4 turns, and the rest of your heroes are just like, yeah, let's send it, my sons.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
That being said, I think he's still C tier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, absolutely. He is bad.
He's
He is not worth the point.
sadly not
For the
great.
most part. The only thing he's worth it for is that will regain for the most part.
Yeah.
And occasionally holding up a hero if he really can. A brief interlude in our Thorin, a brief interlude from your regularly scheduled Thorin's Company tier
Company.
list to do another Thorin's Company tier list of which one fucks?
Which one fucks?
Which of them fuck?
Now, I want to see at the end of our tier list how this lines up with our tier list.
I mean, so far it's
Not looking good.
I mean, not looking great, no.
Anywho,
But I just there's something about has heard of fucking and the man who has actively had a child being in that list.
No. What gets me?
Well, he has obviously heard of it.
He has heard of it. He has done the deed.
What gets me every time is the desperately wants to fuck.
Yeah,
And
because look at the fuck me eyes on Bifur. Bofur's got some fuck me eyes, but just apparently not.
But Nori gets me.
Nori.
That's the one where I lose it. He
Nori. This
I
hasn't
want to bring home that guy.
has never heard of fucking though. You're right. It's never even crossed this vacant mind. Oh my god.
Just wait till we get to him in the tier list, bro.
He-
Balin. Bucks. Bucks. Oh god.
Oh,
Oh,
just,
it's so
it's the
good.
greatest meme, and just doesn't care about fucking just snacks.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, it's
Incredible.
sensational, incredible.
All right. Back to your regularly scheduled tier list.
Oh, Balin, who fucks?
Balin does fuck. He doesn't fuck in game. I don't like him.
I-
I know
it's-
Jacob does, but I don't.
It's called. Is it the Longbeard rule that he's got?
Yeah.
Longbeard.
I do like it. I am a fan, especially after using Elrond. Now, admittedly, foresight points are so much better than this,
Way better.
but the ability to just be like, I'm gonna probably win priority, or I'm gonna try and win priority, is brilliant.
But I think the better thing is I'm gonna lose priority here.
Or even that.
Yeah, that
Just
yeah,
the ability to control priority to an extent, is brilliant. Yeah.
to some extent, absolutely. I just
Is it reliable? No.
not at all.
Not
Is
really.
it?
But you
it's-
only you only use it when it is gonna be reliable. Like if you need a
Or it could
6 to
be.
win the priority, you're like, oh, I won't worry about it. But it's like if you roll a 1 for priority and they roll a 2, then you're like, all right, I fucking got them.
Yeah.
that's
It's
fair.
definitely like, yeah, it's got situations where it's like, oh, that's way more likely to happen now. But like, I don't know. I never have the 40 points to include him that I feel is worth it. Like at 40 points, I'd rather include Oin over him.
Ooh. I don't know. Ooh.
See,
I mean,
that's,
you're wrong,
okay.
that's the thing. I do.
Oh, hang on.
I do like Oin. I really like Oin. That healing
Whoa,
ability
what
and the banner.
What are you guys on about?
Oin can heal and he provides a banner.
But Oin
That
can
is
only heal
so
if he
much
doesn't
better.
move. Like you're always moving. You never
Yeah,
deal
but-
with it.
Like, oh, if you're injured, you're in combat most of the time, let's face it. So like if you have him in base contact with a model that's been damaged, on a 4+, he can heal them. Or he can heal all their wounds on a 6, which is fucked.
It's
But like you're
reminiscent
always so
of.
outnumbered that he's never on his own. Like usually all of your models have to be fighting to stop yourself getting like surrounded and trapped. So like
Yeah.
it just doesn't happen. Like Balin's is helpful in every single game, no matter what. But Oin's heal is helpful
Well,
like very
that's-
rarely.
The benefit of Oin is that he has 2 special rules.
Ooh.
And his banner is always going to be very helpful as well. Because like you throw that onto Thorin or onto Dwalin or what have you. I don't know. I rate a reroll of a combat over a reroll of a priority, to be honest.
I definitely lean in the Oin camp, but
Whoa. You're wrong. though.
No, we come into his house. Wait, no, he's here. Never mind.
All right.
I lean into
that
the
one?
Oin camp, but I think they're interchangeable to an extent.
Oof.
I would very happily take one or the other. Because as I said, I really do like the potential to control priority, but I really rate the banner and the ability to potentially heal a
Potentially.
model. Now, if I'm
But Oin
taking
is one
Bombur,
less defense.
if I'm taking Bombur,
Yeah, but he's also one
I'm
more
not
strength.
then taking the two of them. It'll be Bombur and 1. That's how I'd be looking at that.
I just don't. Well, to be fair, I don't really rate either of them. I'll be honest, but they're both 40 points. So that was the comparison. Oh no, wait, no, Oin's 45. Oh.
See, the thing is,
Oh, actually, okay, no, for 40 points, then if we're doing a 40-point comparison, Ori,
Oh,
100
don't get me started on Ori, bro.
every time I'm taking Ori over Balin. Anyway,
oh yeah,
every single game, Balin's
Ori-
fine.
Ori over everyone. Despite what the meme says, Ori fucks. I
Ori
think he
does
goes
that.
C tier.
Yeah, Balin can go C tier.
Yeah,
Only if Oin does as well, though.
That's fine by
Oh.
me. That's where I was going to put both of them myself anyway. So
yeah. I probably would still put him there anyway. Now speaking of fucks though, Dwalin.
Dwalin. This
Dwalin.
dude. Does young Dwalin
fucks.
fuck more? Yes.
Ooh, I don't know if I go
Ooh.
S tier. I'm going A tier. 'cause
Really?
He's so
Yeah.
easy to kill. He's
Yeah,
easy. bro.
He is really easy to kill. But if I'm making a Thorin's Company list, he's in it. That's kind of the
I
big thing.
agree. But it's Thorin, Thorin's Company. He's not second pick. Bifur's second pick.
Is he not? Bifur actually. No, Bifur is second pick. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Genuinely, if I was to build a Thorin's Company list, I do go Thorin, Bifur, Dwalin,
Yeah.
and then I look elsewhere. I think my next pick would then be Gloin.
Gloin's very good. I think it depends on the
And-
points limit for starters. Like, because Gloin, like we were talking about, we were talking about just in the break, building a 500 point list, and Gloin doesn't fit at 500 points
Oh, that's a shame.
because it's just that 85 points is just a bit like skewy.
Yeah. Those
but-
extra 5 points tacked on the models piss me off. Gambori gone.
Gumbury gun.
That annoys me so much. It annoys me so much.
Because he's
I wanna
also not worth.
I want to build my Woes as Eagle list again, and I can't because Gambori Gun's 5 fucking points ruins it.
He's also not even worth 65 points. He's barely even worth 60 points, let alone fucking 65.
But if you put on Gambri Gun, it doesn't matter how many points he is because you take him and then you take like 55 Woes Warriors.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the 5 points just it hurts. Definitely does hurt. Dwalin, I don't know, like I think you're right. The D6 does drop him down. I think the D6 is the only reason he drops down.
Because he's the same point as Thorin, but he's +1 strength, but -1 might, will, fate, and wounds. And defense.
It's the
he
D6
gets
2 wounds that
Well, he's not the same points. He's 5 points less, but yeah.
Yeah.
He is strength 5 burly, which is obviously the big difference. But it's
and
like
fearless.
Yeah, 1-to-1 comparison with Thorin though, it's like, it actually doesn't come out that favorably for Dwalin when you look at how much you give up.
Yeah,
obviously, you always take them both, so it's like 1-to-1 comparison doesn't really make sense. But I think if Thorin's in A, Dwalin has to be in A.
I think the big
That's
thing is
a good point,
Dwalin is way killier, like hands down the killiest in this list.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's not even a contest. No one else in this list even comes close to killing as much as Dwalin does. If Dwalin had an extra point of might, I think that would probably put him in S tier.
maybe a good way to look at it is he as valuable in the list as
Extra
Bifur?
defense. Oh yeah, no.
Now
you're right.
I think I don't think he is as valuable as Bifur, but he is very, very small.
So my first run of Thorin's Company, it was at BrizCon. We were doing escalation, and I didn't add Dwalin into the list until I think it was 600 points, maybe 800 points.
So what's that,
But
like
the big
5 games in or something?
Yeah, the big thing was I was like, okay, I can get a similar vibe from Gloin for 10 points less, and then
No,
Boys, I'm
we lost.
lagging. Oh,
I think we've lost Liam.
boys. It's silent.
Liam.
Shit.
Oh, that's a bit of fun. Oh,
Oh,
hello.
oh, I can hear. Oh, you're moving.
We've lost Liam.
Oh, I thought that was my end that I fucking died.
No, I think it was Liam's. Like I could see and hear you, but Liam was not there.
Oh,
Liam
I
just
said
stopped.
silent. Dude, now that Liam's gone, fucking, we can just do whatever we want.
That's it. Let's
Oh, but we don't have
fucking-
a list. Shit.
Oh shit! This is our list. Let's go.
There we go. Okay,
I was
I'm
back.
adding one more category. It's mega fucks and it's yellow for Ari.
Mega fucks.
Mega
I will
fuck.
say, so Zoom just decided to do an update while I was recording, which is fan fucking tastic.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Zoom. Thank you for doing that while I was fucking recording. That's perfect. I'm back.
All right, where were we?
I was just saying that I was very disappointed that I didn't add Dwalin in instead of and added Gloin instead. Like I regretted that decision quite a
Yeah,
lot.
definitely.
That's just why I think he's top of 8 here at least.
Yeah, no, I agree, but he's not in S tier because, man, the guys in S tier, they mega fuck.
They mega fuck. Dori. I really like Dori actually.
Yeah,
And
I mean, 3 attacks is good.
that's it. That's the one reason I reckon he actually like fits really well into the list is just purely on the fact that he's got 3 attacks. He doesn't have strike, which is a bit shit. But
Well, that's his weakness. Like if he did have strike, he'd be a tier higher.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
Like three attacks, fight 5, strength 4. Like,
See, this we briefly touched on it about the whole like G-Dub like obviously looked at this list and went, hey, here's some like character traits and we're going to add it into their profile. Looking at it that way, I rate that they didn't give him strike because he
I
is
agree.
the carer of Bilbo.
oh, for sure.
Who you go,
Yeah,
cool,
for sure.
Bilbo has the ring, cool, or Dori has strike, essentially. If you keep them together, which is quite thematic with everything. So
Absolutely. And he's also his special
rate
rule. His special rule letting Bilbo use his might, will, and fate can really do some damage with because Bilbo has strike as well as the ring, which is fucked. And so being able to he essentially has 4 might in this list. If you have Bilbo and Dori, that's also pretty fucked.
Yeah, that being said, he's not changing the world in any way.
No, not at all. To be fair, like I said, the escalation at 200 points or whatever, he was my leader, which was great because it's at that 3 attacks, just being able to have the weight of dice in a fight where you don't have banners, you don't have a lot of might to burn, is really quite nice. But I
think he sits high B tier.
I think it's B. Like it's the 3 attacks. He's in almost every list I run with.
I'm taking him over the brothers without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
I think they're interchangeable.
It's just my opinion. Don't hang me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sean, your opinion sucks.
Yeah, that's fair. I will openly admit my opinion means shit all.
Can we just pause and appreciate how just perfectly balanced this tier list currently is?
It's very good.
Beautiful.
I do really. I like it's got Bifur and Bofur at either end as well. It's got a Balin and a Dwalin at either.
And then Fili and Kili in the middle. Oh, yeah, dude,
perfect.
Gosh, world's in perfect balance.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
All right, now
Nori's about to fuck that up.
The pre-Lord
he doesn't have that. He doesn't have it, which is it makes him a bit shit, to be honest.
Pre-Lord of the East.
I still really like him.
He's good.
He's really good. But I do hate that he only has 2 attacks and doesn't have Lord of the East anymore.
Well, he's basically the exact same stat line as the twins, except he gets Burly.
Yeah, which is so good. For 5 points to grab Burly. Oh, and it's on a mace, so you can 2-hand bash at strength 4. Oh, with +1s. Oh,
Yep.
I've knocked Kamul off his fell beast with this boy. It's my favorite thing I've ever done with this list.
That was one of Riley's rare blunders, wasn't it?
Riley's Kamul comes charging in. I heroic combat with Gloin and Nori. Nori comes in, bashes him off the fucking fell beast, and Gloin just gives him the beat down.
Oh, yeah,
so good. But Nori, I reckon he's A tier.
I think he's A tier as well. Yeah, you take him pretty early on in a list. He's better than Dori for sure, and he's much better than the twins.
I will say I do sometimes it's the 3 attacks over the 2 attacks with Nori and Dori. Like, obviously, Nori's Nori's better just purely on the fact that he's got burly two-hand. Fantastic.
It's like,
Any
the
model,
strike. The thing
any
is, the
model that I
strike.
see that has burly gets me bricked. Like,
Absolutely.
I
But the
love a good burly
strike-
boy.
In a list where like almost the entire list has strike, I don't think he needs it. Like, it's great that he has it, but
it's actually not as many strikes as you think. So it's like it's about half of them. But I think
half of them if you're taking the whole list for sure. Yeah,
that's true. But I guess that's why I play it. But if you're not playing the whole list, then you're taking more of the strikers.
I mean, at the 650 that I played, I only had 2 models that I think that didn't strike
Yeah,
out of 9.
so you just drop the shit ones off the bottom. Yeah,
Yeah, literally. It's all these guys. See them below. We're not in my list. And there's one more. But yeah, I do rate that that quite a lot of the list has strike, and I rate strike in general, but it's also very shit as well. So that
Yeah, when it doesn't, when strike doesn't go off, it's a rough day.
fucking hate strike.
but it doesn't have to go off to still be a psychological piece.
Oh,
'Cause it's
exactly.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
If you have strike, someone plays very differently than if you don't have strike.
Yeah,
If you're
absolutely.
opponent has strike, you always have to assume they're going to get 5-10 every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I love my Gondor list. Not the double bolt thrower one that you versed, Jacob, but my previous Gondor list with
Cancel list,
with Ingold and Hurin and Boromir. And that's where
The
Boromir
entire
becomes
list
the
having
best
strike.
fucking support hero in the game, because you've got Hurin and Ingold who sit there and go, cool, I'm versing Thranduil or whoever. Cool, I'm going to strike. And now you're going to use a point of might to strike against my just shit tier hero. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to strike 3 times. You're going to strike 3 times. Awesome. Thranduil's
Or
out
you're
of
not
might.
going to strike. Or you're not going to strike, and I'm going to get to fight 8 and fucking
All
give you a
that.
shank.
All that.
Like,
And if they do use all their might, then it's like, cool, awesome. Now you're ready to face a full stack Boromir. Let's party. That's why I like strike, because there's that psychological factor that Jacob mentioned, but then there's also the ability to just go, I'm just a really good fighter now, so bang. But yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, the moment Jacob's been waiting for.
Oh shit, son.
Ooh,
he's
he's
here.
ready.
Right.
He's ready.
And
Tell us about Ori the Dwarf, Jacob.
Just give us a little rundown.
Well, look, it's hard to like wrap up just how pivotal this character was in one podcast. He could have a whole series just to himself. Not only like the haircut, the slingshot, the nose, the personality, but the in-game motherfucking rules. All right, you think Legolas is good at shooting? Legolas doesn't know shit about shooting
No.
compared to Ori. This
No.
motherfucker has a slingshot. If you stay still, you get 2 shots of the slingshot. And he has a special rule. Pretty sure it's called Deadeye. If you roll a 6 to hit, it doesn't matter about in the ways. It doesn't matter about anything. It wounds. My fucking Ori has gone through 8 in the ways because he just gets a 6 to hit to kill horses all the time. For 40 points, fucking just he's literally the closest thing to a sniper in Middle-earth. Better at sniping than Legolas, because 2 dice needing a 6 with a point of might behind it. Goodbye, Aragorn's horse every time. He's amazing. And to top it all off, we're not done yet, because he also has the Chronicler special rule, which basically gives blood and glory to every character within 3 inches of him, which is actually a big deal when you have an all-hero arm.
Better than Blood and Glory, because it's might, will, or fate.
Oof.
Yeah.
So suddenly, oh no, I've damaged Thorin. He's he's lost 3 fate. Like he's still on 3 wounds, but he's lost 3 fate. I'm close. Oh, he killed a model and got a fate back. Oh, okay, now it's even harder. Oh, he killed another. Oh, he got another fate back. Oh, okay. Like, ooh,
Absolutely.
And then,
kill those heroes, kill those monsters. And when you got an all-hero army, it's really not that hard to kill monsters and heroes.
No, with all the strikers as well.
Yeah.
Monsters
and then
are
you get
nothing.
the Lords of Battle, where you just one of the special rules for the scenario is you get blood and glory,
might.
and then you have this on top. You kill a hero, you get 2 might. Oh,
Yeah. It's really nice.
A bit of
It's so
bit of
nice.
anecdotal evidence for Ori. I've watched Jacob drop. It was against Ned at House of War against fiefdoms, and Ori just went to town against these Knights of Dol Amroth. Just
Oh, dude.
see you later, dead, dead, dead. Just popping them off.
It's
You
so
feel
fucked
like-
having.
5 or 6 in the game.
Oh my god, having two shots and all you're needing is a 6 to get a guaranteed wound is so good. And with that might behind it, like he can even give himself might back if he actually goes into combat, which he probably shouldn't, but still. It's so nice. It's so nice. Like, oh, very, very, very cool. Yeah, I think we're it's pretty obvious where we're sending him.
Yep.
He's heading to
And-
the top of the board.
I'll be honest, it's not just the meme. Genuinely
Genuinely
taking
very
him.
good. I think actually I'll take Bifur first, but
yeah, Bifur first, but genuinely I'm taking Ori. I'm finding a spot. If it's
He's
not
not
for
even
this,
a meme.
if-
like,
yeah,
it's-
exactly. If it's not
He
for the
actually is
Glory.
good.
blood and glory, like
Blood and
We'll put
Glory
work in.
and just murder horses or murder like wound leaders, that kind of shit. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
you know that if you
It's so
save his
good.
might for that late game and you need that clutch like leader wound when a leader's got one like no fate left, one wound, or he's coming in just going, cool, I rolled a 4 and I still got 2 might. I guess you're dead. Like
And
Yep.
when you're playing against really hard to wound leaders
Oh,
like the
one.
Balrog or Sauron, you've got the wound on them. You're gonna get it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Balrog and Sauron hate this man. 40-point
Yeah.
model can just wound a 400-point model. Just probably two times a game at least. Like if he's just sitting still, you're just like whoop whoop whoop. Like it
You gotta
is
play
very
the terrain with him. You need to get him in a good spot.
Yeah.
But that's just having good terrain and you set it up and make it happen.
another
absolutely.
piece of anecdotal evidence for him, and to be fair, it was just very good rolling. My Wagmar went up against Thorin's company and he killed 9 Wargs with the auto wounds. Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
Dude just bang, bang, bang. It's like, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive.
Oin.
Oin. We said him before. We spoke about him. We mentioned
He's-
C tier along with Balin.
Oh,
We went
Yeah.
into a fair bit of detail with him then.
you'd put him in the hole?
Yeah, he's shit.
Oh no.
Ooh, nah. I'd put him in
No.
C tier. Personally, I'd put him above Balin in C tier, but once again, my opinion means jack shit.
No, it's correct. I'm giving it that. I'm giving him that at least. Like it's just he's a banner in an all hero list, which really like can struggle with banners. Absolutely. Well, banner can be a banner for 4 turns. Or more if you've got Bomber.
Yeah.
And he just kind of he does all right. He's still 4 strength 4 in combat.
He has notoriously heard of fucking.
He has
Oh.
heard of fucking.
He has heard
Wait.
of fucking.
Fucked his ears out, bro.
Why do you think one of those ears doesn't work? It's because he's heard of fucking.
His
Oh,
ears
that's
don't.
good.
His ears don't work because he was at Woodstock, but yeah. Oh,
All right,
Gloin.
a big boy
Gloin
Gloin.
fucks. Regardless of the meme, Gloin fucks. I love Gloin.
Yeah, he's alright. I mean,
He's a
two
sweet
wounds
little
on the
dad.
brain.
Yeah, but he's D7. He's one of the few models in this list that actually gets a decent defense value.
And he does have a throwing weapon.
Throwing axe, fantastic. The only thing he doesn't have, and which he should do, is a 2-handed axe, or the possibility to use a 2-handed weapon. Like he should have Gimli's special rule, but
Oh, that'd
He
be a
has
bit fun.
Warrior Born, which gives him reroll 1s to wound, but the army bonus is reroll 1s to wound if you're close to Thorin. So it's like
yeah,
they probably could have been a bit more original on that one. But
they
you know.
could have absolutely been a bit more original with that.
Yeah.
One. Absolutely. He's good. He's really solid. I like him. He's got strike, 2 points of might. I've had him hold up like a whole flank in games that I've played with him. He can be really solid.
Where are you going to put him, A or B?
He's got to be A. Surely he's better than Dori.
He's better than Dori, but he's not on. Yeah, I
I
guess.
feel like I
mean,
rate him more than Nori.
Dori makes sense.
Oh, I don't. I actually rate Nori more than him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's bottom of A, top of B.
I think he's bottom of A because like I don't think he's not beat. He's not B tier. He's real. I'm adding him into almost every list unless it's like a really weird. The only thing that brings him down is weird points value. Is that 85 points just kind of makes it really weird with the way the rest of the list builds.
Hmm.
That's the thing that actually really hurts me a lot.
If you run every single model, does it get to 1,000?
No,
No.
it's 750 if you run the 13 dwarfs, 1,000 if you run Gandalf and Bilbo in the upgrades.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something. Talking about Gandalf and Bilbo.
Speaking of Gandalf,
Yeah, it's interesting. When I think of Thorin's Company, I never play Gandalf and Bilbo.
Oof.
I played Bilbo.
Which one should I roast first?
Gandalf. Go Bilbo. Go Gandalf. I mean, sorry.
All right, Gandalf, great model, overall great model. In Thorin's Company, really bad because you have so few models that you need all of your models to be fighting every turn, like no doubt. And Gandalf's 175 points to fight. Like you have to put him in combat, you have to use him to fill up space. So a lot of the times he's just being charged, like he's not going to stay safe behind your lines.
Yeah, no,
And-
he's not casting.
Yeah, and then like even if he does cast, what's he gonna do? Like he can transfix a hero, sure, so that hero can't strike, but like you're striking anyway, so it's like
Yeah.
times that he
Yeah.
does, it doesn't even do much.
One of the few things I think he has is strength and will to put onto Bombur, but like, not Bombur, like Oin. But even then, like, or Balin, like, but even then, like,
175 points to make your 40-point model slightly less shit is not
Yeah.
great.
Look,
or he's 170 points for blinding light as well.
I
Like,
see
shooting protection very good, but 175 points.
I see no place for Gandalf in this list apart from blinding light. Like in all honesty, that's all he gives me in my mind is that blinding light, and he turns into similar to fucking Gandalf the White. It's like cool, he's 240 points blinding light if you don't use him perfectly.
Or he's
And once you said, Jacob, like everyone's going to be in combat, and so you're going to suddenly put this D5 lad into combat.
admittedly decently tanky with 3 wounds, rerollable face.
Rerolling that is true, but can crumble very quickly if
Yeah. And he's fight 5 with an Elven Blade with strike, so like, you know, but 1 dice. Ugh.
Yeah, he's in the hole.
Yeah, he's in the hole.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, I can already tell there's going to be a bit of conflict here because
I love Bilbo.
Jacob's going to want to put him down the bottom, and we're going to want to put him up the top.
He ask me, he's going in the hole. Wow, bro.
Ooh.
Why? Please explain to me why. Give me your argument.
4-inch move fucking sucks. Like that's all right.
Agreed.
The ring is a really, really powerful support piece. So you want Bilbo to be supporting another hero. Like you want Bilbo and Thorin to be going in together. But because in Thorin's Company you have so few models, basically your heroes are never going to be in the same fight as each other if your opponent has actually done what they're supposed to do and tagged them all individually. So he's like a support character, but it's difficult to actually use him for support because there's always going to be enemy models in the way, or he's always going to be peeled off if he's visible. And then, you know, he puts the ring on, he walks through their line, but they should just surround the hero. So Thorin, like, he can't actually support anyone else who's bigger.
Yes, if your opponent is playing very well, then yeah, I can see that. But I mean, are they ever? Like,
They don't even play that well, though. It's like we're not talking like big brain moves. We're talking like
yeah, that's true.
common sense.
But like, there is definitely. I mean, okay, the big thing. I mean, the ring is huge for starters. Like, he like the invisibility of not being charged. The fact that he doesn't fucking have to make the checks on it is the most bullshit thing in this whole game. Like he just has all the benefits of the ring and none of the drawbacks. That's really fucked. But like he's an Elven Blade. If you don't have, well, I mean, he's an Elven Blade if you play the 5 points. If you don't have Thorin with Orcrist, he's your Elven Blade. If you bring him into combats, even with one of the Fight 5 lads and he's got the ring on, even one of those lads could kill a big hero if you're playing it right. Like, because it brings a fight value, has a fight value. He's got the Elven Blade, so even if they strike up, they've got the fucking 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you strike up with one of your little Fight 5 lads anyway, and you win that fight regardless as well.
There could potentially be a bit of skew in terms of how terrain is set up between us and Victoria. I don't know what Victoria is doing these days in terms of terrain, but like our tables 90% of the time are incredibly dense, which is where armies like Thorin's company kind of thrive because they can just block a gap and they can sit there and your opponent isn't able to use their numbers as effectively, which is then where you get that ability to go, cool, oh, your hero's there? Cool, here's Thorin and Bilbo. Or
the other big thing is
Thorin's been taken off. All right, cool. He's going to go and chill out with one of the shitter guys and make him slightly better. Like
the other massive thing is that with Bifur, Thorin's company's going to be moving first like 90% of the time. Even if your opponent's like, oh, I'm going to spend the might on the heroic move, you still got the roll off. You can usually dictate fights pretty well with these two.
Yeah.
And if
I don't know, I really rate him.
If you set him up properly with your moves and everything, you'll get the benefit of that support piece. Once again, if your opponent counteracts, well, that's just part of the game, and you've got to figure out a way around that. But then, hopefully, later on in that game, you'll have that ability to do what you need to do.
So, what tier would you put him though?
I think he's got to be B tier at least.
Yeah, look,
okay, that makes it more reasonable to me. I don't like him, but I was like, if he's above B tier, I'm fucking kicking up a stink. But
yeah, look, like, it would be a beer tier. Fuck yeah, let's get some beer.
Beer tier.
B tier. His B tier. B tier solely for me anyway, because the themey player in my mind doesn't really want to use him. Wants to use just the dwarves.
I mean, he was part of the company. He got invited. He lives with them.
I don't care.
He goes here.
But the dwarves are cool. I want all 13 dwarves.
All 13 dwarves is like the peak way to play it.
Yeah.
But they're shit. I'd rather Bilbo over like 4 of them at least.
Virgin Bilbo user. Chad fucks just dwarf user.
I don't give a shit.
I'll be honest.
I can say all you want.
I don't know if the video is going to be up before this or not, but Bilbo fucking ruined that game against the trolls.
He absolutely did. It was Bilbo hands down. Hands down Bilbo.
It was Bilbo's fucking fault, and I hate Bilbo for it. That was meant to be a fun, awesome game, and Bilbo fucked it for all of us.
Yeah.
He can go in the hole for that shit.
Nah, he's B tier. No, fuck you. He won me that game, so fuck it.
Unbelievable.
All right. Do we get to talk champions now?
We do get to talk champions now.
We do get to have a look at the little champy boys.
It's all the same lads, except they're a little bit stronger.
Do we? Hang on. Just checking it. Oh, okay. So we're doing a whole new one. Because I was going to say, we could just that's tier list done. Using the same tier list, we could just basically do they move up or down or stay the same?
Jacob, I don't know what you expect of me, but that's not it.
Right.
We'll bounce back. We'll have a look after we've done them all in here. We'll have a look and see what happens.
Jacob creates awesome MESBG content and tables. We talk shit and don't put in any effort.
Just wait. I'll have my studio set up soon. You guys will come down. I'll teach you that you're really shit.
Oh, actually, I'm so keen for that. I'd love a studio.
Oh, that'd be great. Shout out to Durak Deep, the best suburb in Queensland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, back that Kickstarter, and it's going to go towards this Conquest Creations studio. I
Get
don't think
on
we're
it.
recording right now, but the shilling never stops.
Hit
So
me.
we are recording.
We
Oh,
are
good.
recording. Hit us with the date. What's the date again for Durak Deep?
Direct Deep goes live 18th of April. Now, to people watching this, that's pretty meaningless because ideally this video has gone out on the 18th of April, and they can go see out beautiful backgrounds.
Direct
and
Deep,
that-
Direct Deep is in the description right now.
Go and check it out.
Support the suburb of Durack. All proceeds go to the suburb of Durack. No.
It's a government-funded project to fix Durak.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
that is a not-for-profit to support the people of Durack.
yeah, that's it. Sean Kirkby's getting 100% of the proceeds.
Yeah, and then he'll divvy it up, I guess.
He'll divvy it up, maybe.
And you guys will be happy to know that because I'm just this generous shilling overlord, I've got my printers running right now for some pieces that are going to fly their way up to Brisbane, and I'm expecting to see them in battle reports.
Oh, mate,
ASAP.
they'll be in all of our battle
Straight
reports.
away.
It's the only tables we'll ever use. So
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a legally binding contract done.
That's not true. Anyway, we're here with Erebor Reclaimed, the Champions of Erebor version of Erebor Reclaimed, because I hate that this list is now like 4 different lists, but anyway, it's a stronger Thorin. It's a worse Thorin, actually. I don't know. It's a kind of the same Thorin.
Thorin's
Everything's
fucking juice. You
kind of
trade 2 fate points for a free heroic combat with Thorin.
I mean, it's fine. Like a free hero combat's very good, but he's still the same dude.
Yeah, but you put him on a goat and give him a free heroic combat.
That's
This
true.
dude's fucking defining turkey slap.
That is true. That is very true. Give him the goat. He is the goat. That's very true.
So I've seen Thorin allied in to different lists, such as Pat Matrager in his fucking Lake Town.
He gets allied
And
all the fucking time.
It's oppressive as fuck. It really is.
Just how I think because he's so good, yeah.
Yeah. It
Unless
just
he's up against Frida Tall Spear, and Frida just goes, "No, you're not doing that." I did that to him. It was awful.
So
When the
few
fuck-
people play Dunland, and even fewer people, even if they're playing Dunland, they're probably not taking Frida Tall Spear unless it's a big game. So like,
800 points. Frida Tall Spears in every list at 800 points. Nothing
800?
below that.
Not
Not at all below that. He fucking never is. But yeah.
Yeah.
I said, look,
There you
don't get me wrong. I love him. He's very good. But like, it is the exact same stat line, -2 points, and then he gets a free hero combat.
he also counts 6-inch better, bro.
That's
Yeah.
true. Like,
Like-
in terms of actually being in the list, he is the list.
Yeah.
I fucked up the view. There we go. That's better.
Also, I rate it because he is able to reroll all failed wounds against one of my most hated models and
That's
profiles in this game,
right.
Azog.
Azog.
So anything that can
Azog.
slap the shit out of Azog makes me happy.
That's very true.
I'm putting him
Um,
in A still. Like, he's not in S yet.
Yeah.
Everything's better. He's
Does he drops down to 1 fate, doesn't he?
yeah, it drops down to 1 fate. He does still get Orcrist.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the Oakenshield, so he can't do his shielding bash.
Yeah, that
Shielding.
but it's
But
it
he
is.
gets a goat instead, which
he is
goat,
a little goaty boy.
very
Yeah.
good. I love that he gets a goat. It's very
Love
very
it.
good.
Uh,
But yeah, I look, I do rate him quite highly, but I don't think he's S tier yet.
Yeah.
All right, Fili and Kili, they're literally almost identical, except that they get 1
D8.
might and D8.
D8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Um,
you get
They're in the same
Durak.
spot as before.
Honestly, actually, they're like, I actually find them more like worse in a way, in the fact that they lose a bit of their uniqueness. Like Fili had his throwing axe and Kili had the bow, and now it's like, oh, you can give them both bows, but they're both just kind of there.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
just kind of I don't like, they've lost a lot of their charm.
But they're not a C tier. They're not an A tier.
They're a B
Yeah.
tier.
They're B.
They're a B tier. They're both identical. They literally, both in game and in this tier list, could interchange.
But they can take the goat, and I think that opens up a lot of army lists where kind of the 4 characters on goat are the first 4 you include. So Dwalin, Thorin,
Absolutely.
Fili, and Kili, just because they can take a goat. But
Absolutely.
like that obviously makes them so much better, but it also means they're 90 points on goat. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
or
where
85.
I think if you're
85.
not running
Maybe 85.
Thorin's, if you're not running Thorin's company, you probably would put them on a goat if you do decide to run them.
Hmm.
But
You mean
within Thorin's
Erebor
company, I can't see.
within Reclaimed?
Sorry, Erebor reclaimed. Thorin's company reclaimed.
Champions of
Champions
Erebor.
reclaimed. If
Fucking-
I'm running them as Thorin's company, but better, I'm not putting them on goat.
I'd
Well, I
reckon
think the easy way to play it, and this is the way that I'll play it, is for 1,000 points you get all 13 dwarves exactly as how they charge out of Erebor.
yeah,
yeah.
that would be pretty sick. I would run
Ooh.
that at 1,000 points. That'd be sick as hell.
Or
I would
just-
have run that at 1,000 points if I was allowed to play at the 1,000 point fucking GW event, but it sold out in like 3 fucking hours.
just
Rookie.
run
Oh,
dwarves on chariot at 500 points.
anywho, that
Yeah.
shit calls aside.
Yeah.
We got Bifur.
Bifur,
S tier
S tier
still.
again,
Yep.
same thing.
Still absolutely S tier, and if anything,
Yep.
better because he's D8, and suddenly he's harder to kill.
Yeah.
Like suddenly your move battery is harder to kill. The only thing that he loses is the fact that he doesn't have a spear, which
Good point.
does suck. But being D8 kind of it kind of negates that because like obviously the benefit of the spear was being able to like hide from combats, but
Now you can just toss him in and
8?
have a laugh.
yeah.
Hand and half axe as well, which is handy. So if you're feeling spicy, 2-hand.
Importantly, he still has throw stones.
Hell yeah.
That's the big one.
I will say as well, so obviously they all get the Dubicar special rule, which turns Thorin into a banner for Erebor models, is it? Erebor dwarfs.
So the 13 dwarves, yeah. 6-inch
Yeah.
banner as well. Good.
Yeah, 6-inch banner, which is fan fucking tastic. And they're all Sworn Protector Thorin as well, which
Yeah.
is really, really cool.
Very good.
Having them all fearless. Very, very good. Very, very good.
Very handy.
Thorin's still quite
Biff
killable,
boy.
and especially with the combats you're throwing them in. So like
Yeah.
that Swarm Protector does, you're not always going to have it because Thorin will
No.
die. But
Yeah.
it's good.
Thorin is way more killable in this list than he is in the other one, for sure.
Yeah.
Boffer's
Biff
still
boy.
shit.
Oh, Bofur, sorry, not Bifur. Bofur. He's still in the hole.
Equally as shit, yeah.
I'm just really enjoying that currently our tier lists are on par to be exactly the same.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
right
change
now,
it. Don't worry,
They
it will
are
change.
they are going to change. They
Yeah.
are going to change. Bombur is still kind of shit though. I will say he's way tankier again because now
Well,
even though you go through the
D7.
two might heroic defense, he's now D7 with 3 wounds.
Oh, I just read the lumbering rule and I fucking love it. Must
Oh, that he
roll,
just-
re-roll
yeah,
the
must-
result of a 6.
Yeah, and he can't
Yeah.
pull heroic moves because
That's amazing. That's a fun
It
rule.
is very good. It is very good.
Yeah. Because he's a tank, like that's his role, and
Yeah.
going up to defense 7 as a tank, like makes you a pretty good tank. But that being said, like in regular Thorin's company where he has D4, he's calling the defense anyway. And
Yeah.
with D7, if he gets hit by a charging hero, he might not call the defense as often. But like
Yeah.
if King Alethar charges, he's still calling the defense, right? So it's like it's actually not different between the 4
Yeah.
and the 7 in every situation.
I will
So
say
I think if I
it's
leave him in the same spot.
yeah, he's still in the same spot, but I will say like after the defense has run out, like after he's used his 2 points of might on defense, like if he's up against not LSR, obviously wounding him on 4s, like another strength 4 hero that is suddenly needing 6s and they're suddenly needing 3 of them or potentially 4 of them if the fate goes off.
Mm.
Like he actually will hold up a strength 4 hero for a significant amount of time now.
Yeah. I'm thinking like your Amdas, your Rutabis,
Yeah.
Boromir on foot stuff.
Yeah, any of those big boys that you're just like, oh, I don't really want to deal with you for a little bit. Here, have a bomber. Like,
Yeah.
it's really can be quite handy. That D7, like it's not great for someone who's going to be winning you on 4s anyway. Yeah, that's very fair. And I think you still just call the defense anyway for those first 2 turns, unless like you charge them and they're not on horse, or they're not on horse. But yeah, it's just being able to go, oh, I've got 4-5 turns of just you're fighting this model now. Unless
it gives you more options than the regular D4 one would. Yeah.
He's still C tier, but I reckon he's a smidgen higher in C tier.
Yeah, I agree.
Dwalin though.
Dwalin. Oh, Dwalin is now S tier. Dwalin is now S tier. Absolutely. Like the big thing we had against him was the defense. He now has D8. Oh, and he also has 4 attacks, or 3 if he wants to 2-hand.
Yeah.
But are there any other 4 attack models in the game? There's Thranduil. He's sort of
Thranduil, pseudo 4 attacks. Tariel pseudo 4 attacks. Dwalin, yeah, that's literally it. Yeah. I think.
But the fuck thing about Dwalin is you put him on a goat and he charges. Motherfucker's on 5 attacks.
Yeah.
And no, he's not. He has to have the infantry keywords.
Oh,
that's lame. Just ran on my parade.
I know, right? No, well, I wouldn't have if Nick Randall, one of our lads, didn't take him to a tournament and cheated the entire tournament by giving him 5 attacks on the chart.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, it was like he didn't mean to. He didn't see the infantry keyword thing, but fuck.
Oh.
It was fun.
But you gotta know your army, especially if you're playing Thorin Scuffing where there's so many rules.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. No, throwing him under the bus for sure, but yeah.
What's his address?
Yeah, I'll dox him completely. I'll give him their middle name. Yeah. All right. Social security number. What is that?
He is in Melbourne. He is down in Victoria these days.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
I don't think he plays anymore, but
no. But anyway,
get into it. The grandfather of our tier list is actually Nick Rendell.
He was the first one to make a tier list of, I think it was Gondor heroes or something like that, and we were like, "That's a great idea." And then turned.
That's ours now.
Yeah, that's our idea now. That's mine. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking 4 attacks. Holy shit, incredible. He's also still fearless, even if Thorin dies. Never gets the negative, even though he's already burly. That's a dumb special rule.
I think it comes up with some of the scenario play, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. Like if he doesn't have a weapon at all, if you somehow manage to destroy 3 weapons with shatter, he can still punch really well.
Yeah.
You just cast 3 shatters on Dwalin and he's still punching real well.
Yeah.
Balin.
Balin's got to be the same, right? He hasn't really changed at all. He's
changed a decent amount, to be fair, actually.
What's that?
Like he's picked up an extra attack. He's gotten to D8. He's still fucking strength 3, which I never understand the fact that he's strength 3 and yet when he gets older he goes to strength 4.
Yeah, it does bug me that this is totally aside from the Middle Earth strategy battle game, but a Middle Earth thing that he obviously had to go and take Moria, and then in the Hobbit they made him like an old man. So it's when he goes to Moria, he must be like a super fucking old man.
So from memory, Thorin is actually older than Balin in the books.
Yes.
Yeah.
By a large
by quite a while. Yeah. For some, Balin just he just went grey really early. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. He's just he's one of those guys that just went grey in their 30s kind of thing. Like,
but he was also pitch weak and sucked at fighting in his 30s.
Yeah. He buffed out. He's now one of those roided old men where he goes and goes to the gym and shit.
He got exposed to radiation or something, turned his hair white, made him sick weak, but then he gets over it. And
absolutely. But no, you're absolutely right. He's still C tier. The re-rolling priority is again still pretty good. I mean, 2 attacks, but then he has to two-hand because he's got a two-handed mace and he doesn't have any of those fucking no negative special rules.
Yeah, I mean, I would take an extra attack to have to two-hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Like two-handing, he's got it's a mace as well, so, but that's only a straight 3 bash. Yeah.
Really, that's two-handed though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of a bit meh.
One thing that I think is worth noting is that with all of them getting a defense buff, they generally pay, I think it's like 5 points per defense that they go up, or roughly that. It might not be exactly that.
Yeah.
But the tax on like Dwalin's defense, obviously Dwalin gets more special rules as well, but like what Dwalin pays for his defense is the same as what Balin pays for his defense.
Exactly.
But the defense on Balin is worth significantly more than the defense on someone like Balin. So it kind of like splits the field. It makes the better ones better and the worse ones comparatively worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like for 20 points, so this is it. 20 points, right? Both of them get D8. Both of them get an extra attack technically, because Dwalin goes to 4 attacks and Balin goes to 2. And then they've just got he's still the same strength and shit. Like it's bad. Like it does definitely it definitely doesn't reflect well at all. Like Dwalin also gets an extra might that Balin doesn't, which is really weird. For 20 points? Like, yeah, it's just
I don't want to put Balin in the hole, but what you're saying kind of makes him like even more shit. I still think Longbeard's good. I rate it more than you guys do, so I think I'd still leave him in C, but he's gone from like, in my mind, top of C, or I was probably going to put him in B, to like bottom of C.
Honestly, like I like he's close to being in the hole. Just only Longbeard is keeping him out of the hole. Like Longbeard is literally the only reason he's not in the hole. Just purely on it's really good to be able to reroll a priority. It is, especially unless that's all hero. Fantastic. Yeah. But he is definitely like I might take Bofur over him to be like. At least Bofur,
like the same thing that we said about Dwalin applies to Bofur as well. Like the difference between where they pay 20 points, except Dwalin gets good and the others stay shit. Like same thing applies to Bofur. Bofur still sucks.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. But Bofur, like at least Bofur has strike and 2 attacks at 5/4.
Does that comment alone?
Because Bofur does pick up strike in.
Does that comment alone either move Bofur up or Balin down into the hole?
Nah, fuck Bofur. Put him in the hole.
Bofur still belongs in the hole, absolutely. But at least he picks up strike in Thorin's in the Erebor Reclaimed. I mean,
yeah.
Whereas Balin doesn't change heroics at all, so actually Bofur still ends up better in that 20-point exchange.
Yeah, he does, but he's still because Longbeard's good. Longbeard's so good.
Yeah, Longbeard, purely Longbeard is the only reason he's not there. Speaking of someone who did get better though,
Dori, the forgetful fish.
He still doesn't have strike, granted, but now he's 3 attacks burly with a mace.
It's pretty good.
He's pretty good. I mean, Nori's way better than him, but no, he still does top of B.
I'll take top of B, but I think that's going to leave a. Okay, we'll keep going. I reckon that's one that I'd put a star next to. That maybe I potentially put up if we find that there's a hole in A that needs to be filled.
Well, the hole in A is going to be filled by Nori, Lord of the East.
That's an interesting point because I was thinking Nori could even go higher.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I agree.
Lord of the East.
Absolutely agree.
He does lose early because he has a shield now.
But he gains his extra attack, so he's now on par with Dori, 3 attacks. And that Lord of the East special rule, or weapon synergy, by the way, is what it's actually called. That is so fucking funny that it's on an 80-point model. That is so fucking dumb.
Pseudo 4 attacks, because you basically have a wound with more 3 dice.
Pseudo 4 attacks, pseudo 4 strikes for wounding as well. Like, he's rerolling in duels. He's got strike. He's D8. He is so fucking good.
But
I-
it's the reroll
has-
rules on top of the banner. because it's
Exactly,
a
yeah.
rule. So to win the fight, he rolls 5 dice.
Yeah, he's got 5 dice to win the fight, and he's got 4 dice to wound. Well, essentially 4 dice to wound because
Basically,
it's not. Yeah, like he said, you're not going to be wounding on all 4 dice. But
Also,
holy shit,
Has
like
access
that's
to the
so
best
good.
rule of the game in shielding, if need be.
That as well. Fucking 6
but
dice
you ever
shielding.
shield when you so if you shield, you go from 3 to 6, and then you have 2 rerolls, so it's 8. So you go from 5 to 8. So it's not twice as good to shield. So
No,
it's like I don't think
but
you
it's still
actually
very
shield with
good.
him very often or at all because
No.
you already have some advice about it.
It's just that option, and like that. I think that's my big thing in this game at the moment is just having the option to do everything.
He also still has a mace. He can still bash.
You can still bash, little bashy
I
boy.
will say one of the more confusing things though is that Nori picks up heroic strength in Thorin's camp. Erebor Reclaimed, I mean. And then Dori picks up heroic defense, which I find very interesting because the one with the shield doesn't get heroic defense, and that always throws me off every single time. I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm gonna heroic defense. Oh no, he doesn't get that. Oh, but the dude who's like madly swinging a fucking 2-handed mace, he does. He gets it. Weird. I found that very weird. But I'm tempted to put him S tier.
Look, I won't say no.
Is he better than Thorin though? Like that's hard to say that he's better than Thorin.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Put him in A for now. Put him in A.
Yeah, I think he's a because okay, so there's like a what 35 point difference between the two of them. So for 35 points less, you're still D8, you're still strength 4, you lose a fight value, you're not a banner, obviously. But like I feel like that's kind of outside of Thorin, realistically. Like you're just gonna you're taking Thorin obviously anyway.
It's sort of the answer bonus, but it's still Thorin.
You still need Thorin for it, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, honestly, actually, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. Well, a star next to him as well. We'll have a look in a sec. Speaking of someone who gets worse, though,
Gonna hurt.
Ori gets worse.
The
He
pain.
gets much worse.
He gets so much worse. Like not having Deadeye sucks ass.
I gotta throw some shade here, all right? This serious shade into the West podcast, which I'm trying to get on. I just need to, contact and say, hey, put me on, boys. But they recently, now I'm so uninformed with this, so I think it's kind of funny that I might be entirely wrong. But they put out an episode recently, today that we're recording this. It is, and you know what? It might not have even been today, but they had their worst 16 heroes, and they had Ori in that list. They had him as they seeded him as the 5th worst hero. Now they do some like elimination bracket
this
stuff.
Ori or regular Thorin?
Ori champion of Erebor specifically, not Thorin, but Ori champion of Erebor. And I'm like, boys, I have not heard your opinion on this at all, so I have no idea what you're thinking, and I could have figured out, but didn't get a chance to. So I'm doing some internet shade here where I don't actually know anything, but I got to throw it.
The man has no receipt.
Classic,
Not that bad.
classic
Like,
internet.
there's so many characters worse than him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's so many characters worse than him.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, yeah,
He
granted
still has
that he's
fucking
worse.
better blood and glory.
Yeah,
That's
granted that he's worse. He's worse than Thorin's Company, Ori. Like, hands down, worse than Thorin's Company. But over Thorin's Company, Ori. So for 15 points, he loses a special rule, which sucks ass. But he gains 3 defense. He gains an extra attack. He gains an extra fight value. And he still has his Chronicler special rule.
It sounds alright to me.
It's
Blood and
still
Glory
pretty
Hero One
good.
is pretty good.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
Does that bring him to fight 4?
Fight 4,
Yeah.
2 attacks.
Fight 4, 2
Like,
attacks, D7.
It's not great,
It's
but it
amazing,
does make
but
him. He does get heroic defense. Yes, yeah.
Wait,
It's
he
not
had
the
he had that
worst
before. but
16.
still
No,
good.
no, he had accuracy before.
Oh,
So he,
okay.
he
Yeah,
gains
heroic defense is good.
he switches accuracy for defense for 15 more points. It's not bad. Like it's
It's not bad,
definitely
yeah.
worse. It's definitely a downgrade. Like this is the jock in high school who got fat, but like he's still relatively good.
I'd probably put him in B tier now instead of S tier. Just because 13
Chronicler.
heroes with blood and glory is cool.
Yeah, Chronicler is still, and he's going to be more survivable with heroic defense as well. Like,
And just like better all around.
yeah, 2 attacks, strength 4, like fight 4. I mean, like he's just going to be,
Yeah.
he's more survivable all around, and he just sits in the middle and gives you blood and glory. Like,
Yeah.
that's still pretty good. That's still pretty good.
Oh mate, Oin. Is he sitting in C still?
Yeah,
think so.
He's in the hole because you no longer need his banner special rule.
Actually,
that's
that's a
true.
very
Actually,
good
yeah.
point.
20
Scrap
points
him.
more. Actually, yeah, you're right. 20 points more and he's bad.
Scrap him.
In the
He can heal. But he gains nothing. Like he gets the defense, like everyone else does. So 20 points, he's got the defense, but that's it. Like that's
It's a
literally the
shield.
only thing. Like he can shield, yeah, but that's the only thing that changes in terms of stat line and shit. Like he doesn't get any more heroic actions. For some reason, his banner thing, whatever the fuck that's called. For some reason, that becomes a passive, and I don't know why.
I'll take it.
Goes from an active to a passive. I'm pretty sure that's been FAQ'd, but that's weird.
Prognostication.
Prognostication.
Love it.
Yeah, no, bad.
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 Gloin though.
Gloin.
I think he glows up a bit here.
Ooh, he gets a glow up. He goes from has heard of fucking to fucks.
So he's only 5 points difference. He's only 5 points difference. So he gets a defense and a might for 5 points, and he gets two-handed burly.
That's a good 5 points.
That's a great 5 points.
Very good 5
The
points.
interesting thing on Gloin is that there's quite a few. I've seen this at least. Some pretty high tier European players, specifically thinking of someone that played in the Invitational a few years ago, that had just Gloin allied into their lake town as like the only one that they took.
Okay.
And that was a bit crazy to me because I don't think that he's like standout good, and I've seen that at least a couple times. That like, why would you take Gloin over some of the other options?
Yeah.
Like that for 90 points he's good, but is he better than the other options? I don't really think so. But I'm assuming these guys got into the Invitational, so they probably knew what they
They're
were
probably
doing.
pretty good at the game. Yeah.
They've done a little bit of maths, Hammer. Yeah.
I mean, the only
so who knows? They don't know.
The only thing like at the moment off the top of my head that I could think of why they would do that is solely points. They're trying to
90 points.
They're trying to get their points, and they need stuff from their lake town. Where
It's
then
like-
they're going to ally in something. And it's like, cool, we can't bring Dwalin, we can't bring so and so Gloin it is.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, like Dwalin and Balin, Dwalin and Thorin are both the same amount of points at 115. Then it's Gloin at 90. That's a huge drop for 25 points, and you're getting it's a similar thing to Dwalin. Dwalin is better just purely on the extra attacks and strength 5. But Gloin is really, really good.
I'm finding those 25, 35 points for Thorin on Goat with Lake Town.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I would do that.
I think the way to think of it though with Lake Town is that it's Gloin and 5 Lake Town militia or Dwalin. And that 5 Lake Town militia isn't just about the straight fight. It's you got 5 more bodies to hold objectives.
Yeah,
you've
absolutely.
got higher breakpoint as well, and you've got more models to trap with. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's where five models is a lot.
Yeah, 5 models or potentially 7 if you've got them on Goat. Like that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually really rate Gloin in Champions.
I honestly think he does sit up A.
I think he
Yeah.
might even be S tier, to be honest. Because, like, okay,
I don't.
he is
But see, the thing is, I don't think
25
he's better
points
than
less.
Thorin.
No, okay, no, I think he is. Because, like, Thorin's sitting there, like, he's got heroic combat, but other than that, almost the exact same stat line. Like, Gloin has one less wound, but other than that, Gloin actually hits harder because he's got
Burly.
fucking two
Two-hand
hand burly, and he still re-rolls ones.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to look past free
Like
might
the
in
free
a heavy might
combat.
list. That's what gets me.
Yeah, like the free combat's really good, but is it worth 20? Oh, it is probably worth 25 points actually. I'd pay for that. And he's a 6-inch banner still.
I struggle to put him in S. I like the comparison between him and Thorin have the same fate. It's just the wound difference.
Yeah.
But is he really an S? I don't know if he's an S.
Because, like, okay, like, but think about it as well. Like, okay, Thorin's up against a D6 hero. He's needing 5s to wound. Gloin comes up against the same hero, needing 4s to wound and re-rolling 1s. There's only two numbers that he can't roll to
And
wound that hero. Yeah. I will say, like, obviously Thorin can have the goat, but then he's 35 points more than Gloin.
35 points is a lot.
Exactly. I don't know. I really like it. I really like him. I think he's.
I'm definitely not knocking him. Like, he's fucking incredible, and you're bang on with the just needing to miss those two particular numbers to wound shit. But yeah.
Yeah, like, obviously it's a free hero combat. It's a banner. Like, Thorin is really good in this list, but I don't know. I feel like we're running up against a weird wall in Thorin being an A tier when I feel like these two could easily be S tier.
Well, how about we put Thorin bottom of A tier and they're both above him?
Yeah, I'd take that.
But then if they're above him, then they might as well be an S tier. I mean, at the very least, Nori, I reckon.
Yeah, but we can't have everyone in S tier. I want to. We can't have everyone.
This is true. This is true. All right, I want to do this. I want to do that. How's that?
Wow. Well, you've got the control.
How's that for? I'm curious because I obviously for 10 points, it's only 10 points difference between Nori and Gloin. It's an interesting little contention because Nori is more likely to win combats against like regular troops and all that kind of stuff, just purely on the fact that he's got like 11 rerolls. But Gloin's more likely to kill, and he's got the fight value. I don't know.
I think, but Gloin has a throwing weapon as well.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. Okay. He does lose that. Yeah.
I'm leaning Gloin over Nori, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
I'm leaning Gloin over Nori. I do like Lord of the, and it's a fucking awesome rule, but.
No, I just wanted the conversation.
Yeah, I like the conversation. If I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, if we're going to put one of those two in S tier, it's got to be Gloin over Nori.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, I agree.
I'm very happy with that.
We do. Interesting. We do move on to the stepchildren of the list.
Yeah.
Because they are technically in it.
Gandalf back in the hole.
They're hole. They're both in the hole. This is armored. This is not
the theme. Is it because of the theme?
Yes.
Because other than the theme, they're really fucking good.
No, but this is armored Thorin's company, and they're not in Thorin's company. They're in the hole.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate. I don't agree with this.
Well, I don't actually care about you.
Jacob cares about Durak Deep and the people that live within that suburb of
everyone. Durak, suburb of Durak, everyone. We're here with our good friend Jacob.
That's it.
Big advocate for Durak. Do you know what's going to be really fucking funny? is if we have completely gotten this wrong and Durack is not a suburb of Queensland.
No, it 100. Hang on, it 100% is. I need to check
Is it-
this.
How do you spell it?
Probably the exact same way you do.
Durack. Division of Durak,
no.
Queensland. Yeah,
Yeah.
Durak is an outer southwestern suburb of Brisbane.
Wait, how do you spell it?
Durack.
Oh, I don't have the C. I'm D-U-R. D-U-R-A-K.
Ah.
Totally different.
It has a population of 7,807. Sorry, 7,487 people. One of those people is Kirkby.
Woohoo!
Is he in Durak? I thought he was in like Mount Gravatt.
No. He's in Durack these days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Awesome
Anyway.
sauce. We have a minute
Oh,
and a half.
Gandalf.
Put these fuckers in
Everything
the
bad about
who.
Gandalf is the same, except blinding light doesn't really matter when you're D8. You're already D7 and 8.
We don't have
Well-
Gandalf. It's an Iron Hills captain, and it's fucking Dane Ironfoot. This isn't Gandalf. What are you
Dude,
talking about?
I can't see
Gandalf's
the
not even
bottom
in this
of the screen.
list.
Well, I was going off Thorin's go. I can't see the bottom of the
Neither's
screen.
Bilbo.
There's 2 icons left. All right. Well.
You know what they
Alright.
say about assuming? You make an ass out of you and me.
Alright, we've got Gandalf and Bilbo, who have gotten very big and have gained a lot of extra shit.
They had plastic surgery. Bilbo got himself a rocket sausage, so he's really doing well.
Yeah.
Mm.
I actually love the Iron Hills captain. It's the most broken fucking captain in the game.
I did, but you like if you're playing champions, you're not taking these 2. So that's like they're just not the champion. Wrong list.
That's true,
Give me
but
the Iron Hills tier list.
if you're running those 4 mounted lads, fucking Thorin, Dwalin, Kili, Fili, you then throw in an Iron Hills captain and Dane on rocket sausage, and you have a really good list.
That is an all-hero list that actually really would stand up. Yeah.
It would slap so hard. You've got a captain with 5 up Master of Battle, and then you've got 1,000,000 extra might, and you've got fucking free heroic combats from Thorin.
Good.
If you are running that, they have to sit A or S, don't they?
Nah.
I feel like A.
I want them both in the hole so badly. Ooh,
Well,
that's a risky
thematically, they're in the
thematic.
hole.
Thematically
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Thematically, they can be in the hole. We're
Yeah,
still
as
doing
soon
a
as
tier
all the
list
badges play,
on Erebor Reclaimed. I need this for my own sanity to actually put them somewhere correct.
So Jacob, this
hang
is
on.
one of my
You
favorite
worry
things to
about putting them
do.
in the correct place, but you put Eladon and Elrohir in different tiers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Elrohir's shit. Have you seen his stats?
I think they're both A tier, clearly. Like,
I-
actually in this list, if you're taking them, they're really good.
If we're doing it
Yeah,
properly,
they're A
they
tier.
go into
There's-
A.
Yeah, there's no way around that.
A tier has been a
There we
fucking
go. All right,
roadblock.
I'll take that.
A tier's been a fucking nightmare.
It really has.
As well.
we
There we go. I'm getting rid of A tier. It's not oh, I can't be bothered to name things. All right. Let's have a look. I mean, like generally though,
Pretty
I
simple.
mean, it's pretty similar. I need to delete this again for my own sanity.
Couple big changes. Ori was a big change. Ori and
Ori
Nori
was
are
a
the
huge-
two big changes.
Yeah, Ori was a huge change. Nori was still an A tier.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oin went from C to the hole.
You've got
That's
Dwalin
true,
and
yep.
Gloin having
That is very true.
I say major glow up, glowing up into S, which is nice.
That is it's a hard bar to crack, apparently.
Yeah.
Bifur's still on top. Good on him.
And Bifur is still the best. Yeah, 'cause fucking free heroic moves. I don't know.
Bifur is king.
Like they're all hero lists that actually really, really work, which is
Mhm.
kind of a rare thing in this game. There's not a lot of all hero lists that really like can be very competitive. Like
It's like there was that brief comparison to the Fellowship earlier on, where once it breaks down. Whereas both of these, they will hold up no matter what.
yeah, I'm more so champions even, like, because they've got a
Yeah.
lot. They've got a lot of tools. Champions, like, you lose one dwarf, yeah, all right. I've still got like 3 more like that are really just as good.
Yeah.
Like I've been.
I think a lot of armies, when they go from 750 to 1,000, I find people just kind of add in random stuff that doesn't actually make the list much better. But if you went unarmored, or like Thorin's company, the 13 dwarves at 750 versus the 13 dwarves for 1,000, they get so much better. I think this is much more
100%.
competitive at 1,000-point list with the champions.
It's purely on the fact that they get a 6-inch banner is one of the main things. Like, they've got the huge amount of defense, which means they don't really care about shooting, and then they get a fucking 6-inch banner.
And the Swarm Protector. Yeah.
And the Swarm Protector, absolutely, yeah. And like, it just, oh man, it makes them so good. And like, we say, like, you know, oh, like Nori's B tier, and like, you know, the twins are B tier and that kind of stuff. But like, compared to their Thorin's company counterpart, they're like hugely
Drastically better. Yeah. But I think it, like, ultimately, like, even though we have tiered all these guys, I rate it. Although we have tiered all these guys, I think everything's so close. The only major outliers is Bofur with his magic.
Yeah.
Where everyone
But
else, like, you could comfortably take literally anyone in these
Well,
lists.
Ori,
Except for Bofur.
Oin. I mean, in either list, Oin at least can do something in Thorin's company, but yeah, in Champions,
Oin,
bang.
not so much in Champions, but yeah. So I think the fact that there's 11 out of 13 dwarves that you're like, I could pretty comfortably change these around and have a slightly different play style to those lists is really, really nice.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, as well,
Really well
like,
written. Super fun.
yeah, absolutely. It's still carry along a lot of the theme as well, which is really, really fun. Like, they're still just so solid.
Yeah.
Sure, the Patreon has been rushing by, and I just like to thank all our patrons, because you guys pay for this not free version of Zoom. This is the free version of Zoom. I'm kidding. You don't pay for this.
So all of our Patreon money for the year has gone to getting Jacob to join this video. That's it.
Yeah, and
That's
getting
it.
a table of Durak.
Yeah.
I'm
Ooh,
100%.
Liam, we're
Yeah?
gonna do a battle camper. We're going to play Durack Deep.
Durak Deep
Durack.
in Durak.
Oh
I'm-
my god.
I'm
gonna play
painting.
Durak
I'm gonna
Deep in
paint
Durak.
like a little sign. It's gonna be like a green road sign. It's gonna say Durak, suburb of Durak. Thanks so much for joining us, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you, Jacob.
Well, thank you for having me.
Give us one last shill. Let it go. Let
Back
it right
to
out.
Kickstarter. We got 6 buildings, the Great Hall, the Modular Walls. It will be the best STL files you've ever purchased in your whole entire life.
If you thought Kingdom of Saxonia was good, take that out of your mind and look at the suburb of Durack Deep. It's going to
That's
be.
it. We've totally gone up a tier on this. Looking back at Kingdom of Saxonia, I'm like, oh man, we've gone places since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Very,
honestly,
very excited.
I'm very excited. Like, these are genuinely very cool models, and I love the playability.
But the dream is, because I'll share the vision here.
The vision.
If it goes well enough, basically I will rent out a space and make a studio, and basically be full-time Conquest creations, and have some gaming table set up, start doing some terrain videos, have
Man.
like a hectic studio that's going to be cool. So I feel like a big boy.
He's going to hire me. You heard it here first. He's going to hire me.
He's gonna buy Last Lines of Man, and we're just gonna become another arm of the Conquest Creations creator studio.
Yeah, but like
Conquest
not by the
Towers,
channel,
Yogg's
like
Tower?
by Dad's Place.
Oh,
Yeah.
Conquest Towers. Ooh.
Conquest Towers, I rate it. Awesome.
All right, hey, that's it. We're going places.
They're going places. That's
The
it.
the union of the two towers.
Ooh, sexy.
All right.
All right, Jakob, Appreciate
Alright.
you. Thanks for
Thank
being
you for
on.
having me. Thank you for
Uh,
watching, people who are watching.
Thank you for listening to us ramble for like what feels like 3 years.
Yeah. Here's
Um,
Thorin's
that-
company.
No, that's
Most popular and
champions.
most played army list.
They're
This is
both the
Thorin's.
fucking same.
I mean, kind of.